Hello everyone! I'm in the void on this single bedrock block. It looks pretty empty out here, doesn't it? One benefit is that every 30 seconds I receive a random item. I'm going to survive here for 100 hardcore days. Hey, it would be great if you could press the subscribe button. Okay, I started my first day just standing on that single block, waiting for an item, and soon I got a berry. I didn't like how little my island was, so I had plans to expand it as much as I could. I appreciate every block I received to expand my island. I had few blocks, like fence and glass, that I didn't like being part of my working space, so I placed all of them in another spot. On the second day, I continued expanding my island and got my first banner, which will soon become part of my huge collection of banners. Anyway, I got my first companion to share my space with this empty world. Ozzy the tadpole, which I put in my shulker box, where he would wait for me to finish making his aquarium. I also got my first dragon egg, which felt like achievement for some reason. I finished my one block high aquarium where I placed Ozzy. That was definitely not enough space for him, so I didn't want to place the fish there, which I just got, to make it even more cramped. I expanded my dangerous block space thing and I got another chest. It was nice to have even more space to store my things. Look at that cool horn that I got. I placed the fish that I named Opal in the expanded aquarium. I thought Ozzy would like his new companion, but I guess I was wrong. I placed a sign for him on the top of aquarium where he lived for such a short time. Rest in peace. I got another shulker box, which made things better. I kept expanding my island. I got another dragon head and placed both in a dangerous spot. They presented themselves nicely there. I placed more banners and campfires, and my island really started looking more welcoming. I got another head, this time it was Pigling head. I placed a candle for Ozzy, and then I got a shroom block, which lightened my island a lot. It was nice. I added a nice plant of aquarium and Opal seemed to like it. Then I got a bloom, which I'll be using a lot in the next several days to make my collection of banners. I wanted to pick up Opal so I could expand my aquarium, but she definitely didn't want to be picked up. She was so stubborn, but eventually I placed her back in the expanded aquarium. I got Elytra and I was happy about it. My thought was that if I fell, I could save myself with Elytra. I made my aquarium taller because I wanted to look at Opal through the glass. And in process of making it, I ate fish in front of Opal. She might not have liked it. I made my first spot from shells. Decorations make this island a bit more welcoming. I decided I would another level to my island as it would make it even more interesting to navigate. I threw an egg hoping for another companion, but no, maybe next time. The second level was getting a bit bigger. I got a dirt block which will be very useful when I got a tree sapling. I couldn't wait to get that sapling, I really wanted to have 4 removable blocks. For now I planted a berry bush on it. On the next day I got a mangrove sapling, which I planted in, replacing my berry bush. The only thing left was to just wait patiently for it to grow, and I'm definitely patient. But for now, I focus on working on my second level. My island looked pretty random with all of those random blocks, but another shroom light made it better. I had to organize my chest, I just prefer knowing where something is. I crafted another pot and placed it next to the other one. I finally placed a water block higher in the aquarium. Just look at Opal and how she likes her new space to swim in. I kept placing all my dishes in the same block, which turned out to be not a good idea at all. I made 2 more pots at the start of the 10th day. I got an axolotl and I wanted to make a new aquarium for him, as I thought he would eat Opal, and axolotls are just so cute. I got a nice decoration, a dragon egg. I also got another banner pattern, but I was way too used to using the one that I was using so far, so I just threw it away. As I placed my axolotl aquarium, which I named Pinky, I immediately realized it was way too small for him, so I expanded it to 4 blocks, which he seemed to prefer more. I was getting even more surprised at how many shulker blocks I kept getting. Just look at how many I have now. As I got another tree sapling, I was pretty impatient with the mangrove sapling. By this point, it still didn't grow. I even used bone meal on the both saplings and it still didn't grow. I thought it might be because of a spot where I placed them, so I tried to pick up dirt but it just fell down. I didn't know what to do with that. After that disappointing event, I got a new companion, a pig who I named Oscar. He lived just for one day and then he got stuck in an aquarium. I tried to help him, but I just made it even worse. I lost another companion. I made a sign for Oscar, and I was hoping that the next animals would not end up like that. Well, it definitely was not the last loss. On the next day, I got another dirt block. Thank God. I saw my Pinky jump out of aquarium and it scared me out of my skin. I saved him and for now I decided to keep him with me. I planted my sapling somewhere else and I hope it will actually grow this time. I got a new fish, which I named Ruby. She and Opal seemed to like each other. I just had enough of waiting for that mangrove sapling to grow, so I pressed it with a different sapling. And what do you know? It grew shortly after. I finally had wood, and when I was replacing Pinky's glass, he immediately swam through the hole. Thank goodness I caught him before he fell down. On the next day, I thought it was finally time to start building my house. I chopped down the tree that had grown back again. It was great to finally have a renewable source of wood. By the way, I'm not really a builder, so I had no idea what I was even building. But more importantly, look at how big my collection of banners was getting. When I placed a beehive, I really thought there would be bees in there, but there were none. And then I was surprised when I saw a skeleton attacking me. It turns out I didn't place enough light in my home. I was just chilling when I saw my fish jumping out of aquarium and flapping around. That scared me enough to make sure that trapdoors were always closed. I didn't want any more deaths on my island. After that stressful event, I got even more wood to work on my home. On day 17, I decided I could make a big lake full of random blocks that I got. I couldn't building my house. I got another egg, which I threw, hoping for a chick, but no chick to be found. I was planning to grow mangrove trees, which I hope would grow this time. When I got pufferfish, I knew how dangerous they were, but I placed him in the aquarium anyway. I would regret that decision later, as he was able to hit me even through walls, which honestly was pretty annoying. I thought blocking more aquarium would work, but of course it didn't. My house really started getting some shape, even if I still had a lot to build. Of course, that pufferfish really scared me that one time, when he took so much of my hearts. I was so desperate to heal it, so I ate my enchanted golden apple, which I wanted to leave for later. The whole situation with that annoying pufferfish was really getting on my nerves. I tried to get rid of him, but he just hit me few times. I gave up for now. The good thing was that I got another axolotl, which I named Carl. I almost killed him, but it was fine. That mangrove sapling was still not growing, so I just replaced it with a different sapling for now. But I definitely was not giving up on mangrove trees. I noticed there was actually a lot of birds around my island. Just look at them. That pufferfish was just getting even more on my nerves. And what do you know? The other sapling grew just after that fourth time, but I was not planning on using that wood anyway, so I just chopped it down for sapling and planted another one. I really had enough of that pufferfish. I was very dedicated to getting rid of him. I even risked my other fish life just to get rid of that annoying pufferfish. When I saw opal and ruby swim through that hole I made. I thought that's it. I lost them. Thank goodness I caught them before they could fall. But that pufferfish fell down. Good. After all that, I finally got an almond and I immediately named all my pets. I've changed where I grow my trees, so it will be easier for me. On the next day, Pinky and Carol deserve bigger space, so I moved them to the lake, which I expanded even more. Just look how much they like it. I planted mangrove sapling again in the water and I hope it would actually grow this time. Those trees would really make this lake look better. I even placed them in boats, which soon became a problem for axolotls, which were getting stuck in them. I just hope nothing bad will happen, but of course, it would end up badly later. But anyway, on the day 23, my island finally started looking better. I had enough armor and an armor pattern that I decided I might as well make some random patterns armors, even if I didn't need them for now, as I felt pretty safe on the island. My mangrove tree finally grew. I didn't know why I was so dedicated to growing that specific tree. Look how big my collection of boats started getting. My axolotls were getting stuck in boats all the time. I should have done something with that, but I didn't, and I will soon regret that decision. You know what? Don't even ask why I placed all those boats in my home, because I don't know either. I got another companion horse, which I named Spin after how he liked to spin. I used some ball meat to grow my trees, which worked at this time. I spent most of the day just working on the house, but mid working on it, I realized I couldn't find Carol anywhere. I knew those balls were way too dangerous, but I haven't done anything about that. Now I learned my lesson. I changed the place of axolotl and fish, and for Carl, I made a sign. You know those balls that for some reason I placed in the home? I got rid of them and placed them in the lake, which was way too crowded with them by this point. I got a sniffer egg, which was nice as those sniffers are really cute. This time I wasn't going to let my dirt block fall down. I needed that dirt block for the tree bridge that I made to grow my trees. When I got my jackbox, I played some disc to listen to. On the next day, my sniffer egg hatched, and just look how cute he was. I named him Bere. I just finished chopping down my trees when I saw Spin falling down from Island. Damn man, another death. Is this island so dangerous that every pet will eventually die? Day 28. I spent most of that day just building my home. I did not get one, but two codfish and pufferfish, which I thought deserved to live at least for few seconds. I was definitely not going to keep another pufferfish after how annoying the previous one. I named those codfish Carmen and Sophia and placed them in separate aquarium from tropical fish because I thought I might as well use that one empty aquarium that I had. When I finished chopping down tree, I realized Barry was on the way back. I had to slowly move beside him as he nearly fell, but in the end it was fine. As I continued working on my home, I caught another fish, which I named Sammy. On days between 30 and 35, I decided to fully focus on building my house. I really had to finally finish it. I should have done it a long time ago. I'm not a builder, so I had no idea what I was doing, so... But anyway, got my first tropical fish that I named Sunny, and also just look how big my army of banners, heads and pots have gotten. Mobs nearly killed me multiple times as I was building my house, just because I didn't light place enough. I even got another companion, Tadpole, which later grew into a frog. I named him Buck. It was finally time to place all my fish in the lake. They seemed to like all this extra space. On day 36, I finally finished My house. It took me a really long time for such a small build, but at least it was finally finished. And it didn't look as bad as I thought it would. Pinky really seemed to not like how little space he had, so I decided I might as well make a big aquarium for him. I continued building the aquarium to day 37. I did those lamps to the aquarium which made it better, and I didn't even have enough of it to fill all the walls with glass. Even if it was not fully finished, I placed their Pinky anyway. I tried to transfer back from his aquarium to the lake where he would have a lot more space, but he just jumped into another aquarium. When I got another sniffer egg, I realized I couldn't find the berry anywhere, so I placed it somewhere else. All the signs as I was demolishing my two aquariums that were no longer used. I placed my sniffer egg and I got another salmon fish, which I named Jazzy. First I demolished one aquarium and then the next one. It gave me a lot more free space. As I was expanding my lake more, I forgot to place light and because of that mistake, creeper and skeleton spawned. On the next day, my sniffer hatched and I named him Moss. I had a lot of pets by this point, and of course, it couldn't be like that for long, as Bug fell down. And I almost lost Pinky too, when I was replacing aquarium glass. I made another netherite axe as my last was gone. I had enough of my dangerous tree bridge, so I thought a platform would be a lot better. I wanted it to be big, to fit a lot of trees. I spent a full day building this platform. When I finished it, I moved all my dirt blocks there and planted saplings there. I had cherry and spruce trees, with cherry trees being my main wood source. I finished making fences around my platform and realized I didn't have too much bone meal, which would be a lot more helpful in growing anything. So I decided I might as well make a mob spawner. I got a new tadpole egg and I really hoped that one wouldn't fall down. At night, our eyes not closing my unfinished mob spawner was a bad idea, a very bad idea, as mobs were flowing out of spawner. They were everywhere. So I just hid in my tree platform for the whole night. After surviving that scary night, I started making sure all the mobs were gone from my island. I got scared when I entered my home and there was just creeper chilling there. Later when I had thought there was no more creepers on my island, one blew me up. Only thanks to the totem I survived. After that I immediately grabbed another one, just in case. I lost part of my island and two shulker boxes with items. Soon another creeper blew me up. When it was night again, I quickly realized that I definitely hadn't learned my lesson from the night before because I forgot to close mob spawner again. The next day, I had another fight with an unexpected creeper. I really wanted to finish my mob spawner before night. I wasn't going to repeat what happened before. When I was eating food to regenerate my health, I didn't even realize I ate all this pork chop. I I don't even know why I placed it in the sugar box for food. I continued working on the mob spawner. I used spare shulker box for new storage as my previous shulker box had blown up. I got a new horse which I named Fang. Tame him and place him in the tree platform for safety. I know how dangerous this whole island is for my pets. My mob spawner was working, but I haven't finished it completely yet. Mobs were dropping down from mob spawner roof because I didn't place enough light there. And look at those creepers that were just waiting for me to go up there. I didn't like that, but I went there anyway. And guess what? That creeper exploded. I had to chop down trees in the lake because of the situation with mobs, which was even getting worse. I got another sniffer egg and realized my other sniffer, Moss, was missing. At least I could finally use a mob spawner, even if it still had problems with mob spawning on the roof. I added some fences around the mob spawner as I was placing fences everywhere anyway. When I saw that creeper, I really thought it wouldn't blow up. Of course it did. I added more light to the roof, but it seemed to not work. I had enough of those boats in the lake, so I got rid of them. I expanded my lake even more, and I realized I had to make torches to light up the roof. I thought I couldn't make two torches because I didn't have any more coal, but I just used charcoal. My sniffer hatched, I named him Bear, but more importantly, my mob spawner was finally safe for use. I also got a new pig which I named Oak. I haven't had any pigs on the island for quite a long time since Ozzy, so it was quite nice to have a pig here now. On the next day, I got an armor stand. I put some armor on it and it looked quite nice. Now that I have a finally working mob spawner, I farmed it for a long time. From it I got a lot of stuff. I got a glowing ink, which I use on my past pet size. I think it's good for it. With now mob spawner working, I decided I wanted to start getting villagers. So I found zombie villager and a witch. I placed them in a more safe space. On the next day, now that they were safe from the sun, I placed them in the boats for easier work. My plan was to make a witch throw a potion of weakness onto a zombie so I could use a golden apple. I died once when I was working on it, but thanks to Totem I was fine again. But anyway, that witch was very stubborn. She kept throwing poison potions onto me, and I had to heal myself with zombie flesh because I didn't have enough proper food. And eating zombie flesh didn't make my situation any better. In the end, I killed her and died myself because of my stupidness. Eh, that was stupid. But good thing I had a totem. Wow, I would have died 3 times by this time if I didn't have those totems. I killed that witch because I realized I had everything I need to make a weakness potion myself. When that weakness potion was done, I threw it onto a zombie, and then I realized there was another tiny zombie villager there. I secured them too. It was better to have two villagers now than having to do that again later. I made another sign this time for Carver, a pet that now I forgot what it was. After that, Sugar the frog fell, and I made a sign for her too. I wanted the villagers to have their own safe space, so I started working on their platform, which I wanted to be big enough for them. I finished making the platform, and after that, I just had to transport my villagers there. But when I tried to get into that boat, I accidentally killed Oak, the pig. Another accident. I transported the villagers to the platform, and I realized Grass, the sniffer, was gone too. I added another sign for Grass. My pets definitely die way too fast, and I wasn't going to let Funk, the horse, my last pet, die too. So I transported him to the platform too, where I thought he would be safer. I placed fences around the platform for their protection. As I got another sniffer egg, I was finally sure this sniffer will die as every other sniffer before him. I made another mistake. I was getting rid of useless items, and I accidentally threw my netherite sword too. On the next day, I made a new netherite axe and sword. Now that the mob spawner's roof was not spawning any mobs, meant that I could finally grow back the trees that used to be at the lake. Mangrove trees would suit the lake best, so I planted those trees. My sniffer hatched and I showed him my horn, which I just got. He seemed to like it. I collected a lot of grass, so I replaced the aquarium walls. I didn't have enough patience to wait for these trees to grow by themselves, so I used bone meal instead, and quickly the lake was full of trees. It looked quite beautiful under those trees. I even added grass to the lake and it made it even more charming. I put armor on my horse, which suited him very much. I continued expanding my lake, and in the middle of doing that, I threw another netherite sword. I can't believe I did it twice. I got another horse, which I named Kla. He kept companion Fang from now on. I also tried to tame him, but he was very stubborn. I placed beds for villagers and hoped they would multiply, but it didn't seem to work. I got another pufferfish. I gave it a quick life, and I made a sign for her, even named her Yellow. I wanted my pets to not be in the villagers' platform, but I also wanted them to be safe. So I decided I want to make a platform for each of them. First, I started with Sniffer's platform. On the next day, I finished making that platform, so I transported there my sniffer and added a fence for his protection. I got another axolotl which I named Tulip and put him with Pinky in the aquarium. I had 3 eggs of villagers, so I decided to do something with them finally. I named them Jack, Joe, and Jack. I tried to fight with one, but I lost a lot of damage because of his arrow pierce effect. He fell on his own in the end, but he destroyed my armor stand. I placed it back on the stand and I killed the rest of them. I decided to make them size and I started to make another platform. I had enough dirt blocks to make farm where I farmed some wheat which I used to make enough bread to not be worried about my food for some time. I expanded my lake and made another banner. And besides that, nothing interesting happened that day. I started making some very small houses for villagers. Those houses were quite small, but at least there was some space for them. I was planning to place their blocks for their profession. I decided to take a few dirt blocks from my farm for my villagers so they could farm. On that day, I also finished the fourth house, which I thought was enough for them. I didn't have enough place to make another house anyway. I got another axolotl which I named Poppy. I thought the thing I need to multiply villagers was carrots. I wasn't sure, but I took all the dirt from my previous farm and started farming. I gave all of those carrots that I farmed to villagers hoping they would multiply. I tried to tame Claw, but he was very stubborn to kill me. I got another axolotl I named Light, and I placed her in the aquarium too. Seems that giving them carrots worked as I got my first tiny villager. I was planning to have a lot of villagers. I put armor on Claw too and he looked cool with Fang together. I got another fish which I named Red, and then I got another pig which I named Fernando. I needed to expand my sniffer's platform a little, so I planted there 2 mangrove trees and one cherry tree. I thought he might like it as it looked a little more natural. I made another banner and I placed it on the third level of my banners. By the way, just look at how many banners I have. I made those wood things on the terrace of Sniffer's platform. I even added blossom and flowers there. I think it made it better. I really wanted mending, so I spent some time resetting these villagers' traits, so make sure this villager had the trait for me. In the end, I got the trait, which wasn't even that pricey. I wanted this mending for my axe, which I use a lot to cut down trees. I farmed those carrots for a bit, then I gave them to villagers and continued farming. I got rid of another pufferfish, which I also gave him a sign and named him Spike. I decided I might as well make another level. I already had 3 levels, so it would be consistent. I made stairs. I wanted to have another path to a new level. I made this path just 1 block wide. I made sure to fence it. And I would fence a very new platform from this point. I actually wanted 2 platforms rather than one, so I separated it. I added those wood entrance things even to the tree platform, and I finished 2 platforms. My plan was to make even more platforms. I placed another armor stand, I farmed even more mob spawner, and when I checked on the villagers, there was another smart villager. And I got another horse, which I named Larry. As I started to tame him, he right away tried to kill me, but I tamed him anyway. On the platform where I was planning to transport my pigs, I placed their spawner and added their big egg, hoping it would give me a lot of pigs, but it never worked. I don't know why. I started to build another level and I farmed mob spawner, but later I realized villagers needed more beds, so I added there a lot of beds, so I don't have to worry about it later. I farmed a lot of those carrots and I wanted to trade them with villagers for those emeralds. I finished another platform, but I started working on another one, which is going to be the last platform that I made. I also finished it on the same day. I got another tadpole egg. On the next day, I just built more of those wood entrance things, and my pig Fernando watched as I built it. I almost fell. I got another pig, which I named Craig. I multiplied them and got another tadpole, which I placed in the lake too. And started working on transporting all my horses to their new platform. I didn't want those platforms to be boring, so I started upgrading my platform where I would place my frogs. I built a tiny pond first. On the next day, I finished building it and it was finally ready to transport there my frogs. I found one frog, but I couldn't find the other frog. It was actually surprising how much tears I had now compared to my first hard days. Knowing how many frogs fell from my island, I had one lead, so I tied one frog to the fence, but I still wanted to make it even more decorated, so I started working on a shrine. I got another pig, which I named Max. I farmed mob spawn a lot more, and I actually found my other frog, so I transported him to his platform where the other frog was. I added them cool light, they seemed to like it. I added grass so it gave it even more charm, and the final touch was to add a lot of leaves. Adding those leaves really made this platform look a lot better. I tried to multiply my frogs, but for some reason it didn't work. I don't know why. But anyway, I gave Lar armor, it looked good on him. I got another totem and I was pretty happy about it. They saved me multiple times now. Now that I finished the frogs platform, I started working on the horse platform. I started making a pen for them. I needed to farm hay because I needed hay blocks for horses. My collection of bars and pots was pretty big by this point, so I gave those hay blocks to the horses. They would definitely like it. I got herred cherry leaves to make some trees for horses. I actually don't know why I made those trees for them. I got another fish which I named Rabbi. I built a little stream for horses. I just feel like we deserve to have a nice water for them. I got another sniffer egg. As I was setting barrier for the fisherman, I noticed that the trader visited me, but he had nothing interesting, so I just kept on farming. Finally, cats started to spawn, and I found this black and white cat. My first plan was to tame it, but I decided to let it be wild. I just gave it name tag, Patch, and placed him in his new platform. I added two more hay blocks for horses. I made more trees for horses, which made it look a bit better. Sniffer hatched and he was looking adorable next to his new sibling. I started working on pig pen, which was bigger than horses one. But I had more pigs. I made sure to make pond for pigs. I killed some mobs to repair my axe. I farmed even more carrots just to trade with villagers. I really had enough bone meal from mob spawner to grow things as much as I wanted. I finished pig's platform by filling ponds with water. I repaired my axe by killing mobs at mob spawner. I felt like I needed more pigs, so I multiplied them even more. And then I realized one of my frogs fell, the one that wasn't tied to the fence. I'm actually not surprised at all. Actually, Kla, my horse, probably saw how it happened as he was on the roof. I wonder why he actually was there. I had one last platform to build decoration for, which was the cat's platform. I remember cats liking sitting on the bed, so I just made a bigger bed for my cat Patch. I realized I could make Frog's Shrine a little better by adding this Spore Blossom. I added a little pond to the cat's platform, and I added another bed to the cat's platform to make it even more comfortable. I even added some leaves to the platform to make it even more natural. Later I found Patch out of his platform. I don't know how he ran away though. Then I realized I didn't place enough light on the big platform as mobs started spawning there. I found another cat that spawned. I named her Sandy and I also got another sniffer egg. And you wouldn't believe it, I finally got a lava bucket after waiting 94 days. I had been waiting for it so long and I finally got it. I found some dripstone block on my island which I thought would make an infinite lava source using a cauldron, but it didn't work. I read that to make dripstone you have to use water, so I did it and waited. I tried to multiply my cats, but instead I tamed them, which was not what I wanted. Now that they were tamed, I multiplied them anyway and took the kitten with me, so it could accompany me around the island. I also multiplied pigs too, and I found another cat, which I named Snowy. I got another horse, which I named Dark. I went fishing, but my cat got stuck in boat. I realized it and fished for the whole day. I didn't pretty satisfied with everything I accomplished so far. On the next day, I still had no dripstone, which would make infinite lava, and then obsidian, which I wanted to build the nether portal. So I at least wanted to make a cobblestone farm. Eh, but I lost my lava in the stupidest way possible. I don't want to even talk about it. I was trying to find one of my sniffers, and I found it in the villager's platform. The sniffer must have climbed there. I don't know why though. I multiplied pigs and then cats, which gave me another kitten to company. But I couldn't find my other cat, Snowy, anywhere. When I saw my kitten fell, I thought it was gone, but it teleported to me. I was very relieved. I made a sign for Snow and I got another sniffer egg. And finally, it's the last day. The last day I will be on this island. I really haven't had many things to do anymore. So I farmed a carrot for some time. And because I couldn't fight with any boss, I decided I might as well fight with Iron Golem. And I defeated it. I multiplied cats and pigs, and I had a lot of cats. With my island with so many cats. The day ended and my 100 hardcore days here officially ended.